do that to be quick. Okay, so to begin with, I think we have a big upgrade this year, which many of our readers will like, and we added more cities to our rankings, so you'll be able to see more variation in different countries, and we also have 100 countries, but this is just for the official League of 100. Actually, if you scroll down, we also have contender countries who satisfied the threshold for the ranking. So we created 20 more pages for the countries that are ranked below 100, but still show a good performance. So if we scroll down, Catherine, a bit to the next page. Yes. So the report, as usual, starts with some key insights that you can read and learn about our most interesting findings. And then you can, as always, find the top countries and cities rankings in the next section. And as we always say, most interesting part where you will find interesting findings about your country or cities or the countries that you're interested in. We have the 100 country profiles that you can take an in-depth look at. Here you will see lots of different insights from rankings, but also we made some interesting additions this year, like ecosystem value and new lenses for the rankings, such as looking at the rankings from pillars and functional categories, such as funding and capital, talent and employment. So we are not only ranking now with total score, but showing you different lenses that you can make sense of different perspectives and how your country is ranking. And as I mentioned earlier, we now have contender countries and cities. So even if your city or country could not make it to 100, maybe it's showing a promise to join. So we have this contender category now, and you can read about it more in the section. And if you're interested about how this rankings has been built, what sources we use, how we calculated it, we have a very good methodology, which my colleague Aystan will explain in a bit to give you more information. And finally, we have the appendix where you can read more about where you can see more about the rankings of the cities. So this is mainly the sections. And I think I'll leave the floor to Ellie to give us some key insights, which are much more exciting.
Hello, everyone. Can you see me?
Yes.
Sure. Great. Excellent. So let me first of all say thank you, everyone, for arriving. This is a great event for us. It's the biggest lunch that we have every year. So it's really a big honor to be here with you. I think that generally this one, just like Shengul said, has a lot of interesting insights and a lot of upgrades as well. So we basically invite you to go over it and read it. You have 400 pages over there to read from. So keep you busy for a long time. I'll just do a quick recap of the key insights because I think that they're most interesting ones. I think that generally, I will just say that we truly believe that you can use this report to make one of the most important decisions in life, which is basically where do you choose to be, and I think that what we've discovered is that the place that we choose to be, the ecosystem that we choose, will have such a great impact on our success that this is a decision that is probably overlooked by many. I will also say that we had more than 150 partners for this report. We really want to congratulate all those partners because they really care about the development of their startup ecosystem. Most of the countries and cities are still not there. And we have a few dozens of governments that truly, really care about the topic. And I think that if we're there, we are fortunate to be in one of those cities and countries because it means that the public sector honestly understands the importance of all of this and will probably support you in this effort if you're building a startup or if you're a key stakeholder. I'll just quickly go over the results. So there are a few that are not surprising. There are a few that are very interesting. So as for the not surprising United States, the giant of the global startup ecosystem, I think that this is generally something that is not changing. We are not seeing any change of it. This is by far the place to build if for the most ambitious, let's say, giant startups of the world. It is still there. But the beauty is that if you look at the growth rate, by the way, also very, very good growth rate for the United States. But then again, there are a few other countries that come to mind. I'll just pick a few that I can see over here that have a substantial result. So, for example, Singapore is one of them. Recently joined the top four. Definitely an ecosystem in a transition to becoming a global hub. And being fourth in the world per capita is a great testament of it. Pay attention to the growth rate as well, the highest growth rate in the top 10. So that's something that is important. This year, Australia finally got back to the top 10. Very nice growth rate, now positioned at number 9. So that's another interesting one. And you can see there are pages and hundreds of pages detailing each one of those countries, what's going on there exactly, and so on. I'll just say that as for big updates, probably the one about France leaving the top 10, relatively slow growth this year that has resulted in that. I'm just looking at the highest growth rate, Taiwan at the top 20 for the first time. So this one is a very interesting result where we all know Taiwan has been powering, let's say, a lot of the digital economy for a long time. The ecosystem there is growing substantially. Other than that, we have a few others. Italy, top 25, giant jump. So congratulations to Italy. One of the biggest transformation that we're seeing in recent years, actually Saudi Arabia, almost 100% growth. We're talking about growth rates that are extremely strong for a few years in a row already. So this is another transition that is happening. Other than that, Cyprus, third year in the row in the EU as the fastest growing country. After 3 years, this is already compounding. So Cyprus is now joining the top 35. Extremely interesting country to take a look at. I would also mention Turkey, which is also growing extremely fast. So definitely closing gaps from the top. Very good results. In this tier of the 40 until 70, I will just maybe mention briefly Thailand that has grown substantially, joining the top 50 for the first time, and Vietnam. So we see the Southeast Asia countries that are now really closing gap with all the other countries globally. So that has been very interesting to see. Also should mention Georgia and North Macedonia that have above 75% growth. Those are excellent results. And also Pakistan, more than 60% growth. So that's definitely another interesting result. And ending the top 100, I'll just mention Albania with great growth rate, Uzbekistan with more than 200% growth rate. This is by far something that is very, very special to see. So Uzbekistan is growing extremely fast. It's the fastest growing in the tier of 70 to 100. And I want to also congratulate the new countries in the report, in the index that have made it to the top 100. El Salvador, that is a top 80, very, very good achievement. Mauritius, and also Trinidad and Tobago. So that's for the countries, and just a quick brief on the biggest news on the cities. No surprise, San Francisco, number one. Look at the gap, almost 3 times than New York. So still the place to build by far, San Francisco. The highest growth rate in the top 10 is Singapore, Singapore City, 26.7. So again, first time in the top 10. Substantial achievements over there. I do want to mention a few American cities, mostly Austin and Miami. The growth is spectacular. Austin is just doing a journey towards the top 10 that is unstoppable, and we see it every year. This is a city that keeps on growing, and it's undeniable. Another one is Miami, 41.8 growth, getting much, much closer into the top 20. Those two cities are really leading the big shift that we see happening in the United States. Other than that, a few cities that come to mind here are probably Melbourne with a very, very strong year at 34. Riyadh at 42, massive jump, now ranked first in the Middle East, in the MENA region, in the Arab League. So we have a shift over there. Saudi is becoming a very, very strong ecosystem. In addition to that, as we mentioned before, Istanbul at 28.2 growth rate. So we have some very, very interesting news this year. 1,500 cities, 120 countries. It's all ready for you, and I hope that we can make decisions on how to improve our ecosystems based on it, and our entrepreneurs can make decisions on where should they choose as a center. There are many, many interesting parts here in the report, so I'll leave it to you to read it. It's now live on the site. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ellie. So as Ellie mentioned, the report is now live. I think the team has also placed it on the chat. So very happy for you to download it and know more about this year's results. So now we will move to the next part of our agenda where we will be learning more about how this report was built and how the methodology was done from our data manager, Ayestan. Hi, Ayestan.
Hey everyone, glad to be here. Good morning. Great. Let me just start by sharing the screen so that everybody can see. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Could you make it a bit bigger, Ayestan, so we can see everything?
You see it from here. All right, is that good?
Yeah, I think it's better. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you everyone for joining. My name is Ayestan. I'm the data manager at Startup Blink, and I just wanted to briefly go through the methodology and how we built this algorithm. First, I want to go through our guiding principles. We have a pretty simple objective, is to make the rankings as accurate and data-driven as possible. For that reason, we rely on objective and quantifiable data that can be gathered and measured across countries and cities worldwide. We focus on real, measurable startup ecosystem outputs across dozens of parameters rather than relying on opinions, surveys, or perceptions. So the Global Startup Ecosystem Index, GSCI, does not measure broad urban innovation or smart city policies. Rather, it focuses specifically on the output of entrepreneurial innovation developed in each nation. One thing I want to note is the data coverage that we have is around 270,000 startups built from three main sources, which is crowdsourced submissions to the Startup Link map, integrations with global data partners such as Crunchbase, and partnerships with over 100 government and public sector agencies worldwide. Now, there are a few more details as to how we define startups, how we deal with unicorns and exits, and other parameters that we have defined, but I don't want to go into those details. What I want to talk about is what the algorithm is actually built upon. So the total score of the algorithm has three subscores in it. It's quantity, quality, and business environment. So for quantity, we're trying to answer a very simple question, which is how much startup ecosystem activity exists in the location. And it includes the number of parameters such as the number of startups, investors, number of accelerators, co-working spaces, number of corporations engaged in startup activity, and startup-related community events and activities. Then we have quality score, which tries to answer how strong and impactful that ecosystem is. And that's the largest subscore that has the largest number of parameters, such as funding, unicorns, employment, exits, the global events, the pantheons, the market capitalization of listed tech companies, and so on. And then for the third subscore, which is the business environment, this is another update that we did, is that the business environment is now based on the Innovators Business Environment Index, IBEI, which we have published in January. from here, I want to talk about the main updates that we did. So first is one of our parameters, the value of exits, is now counts all of the acquisition prices of all of the exits, not just the exits below 1 billion. Second is that we have introduced a new parameter, the university rankings, which we have found important for talent and employment formation in the ecosystem. It's now a standalone parameter. Third, we added two more parameters. First is the count of corporations engaged in startup activity, and the corporate rankings from our third index called the Corporate Startup Activity Index, which you can check it out later too. And then the final one, the biggest one, is that now our business score is based upon the Innovators Business Environment Index, IBE, as I mentioned before. Now, for the last thing that I want to say is we have a new analytical layer this year. It's called the GSCI Pillars and Functional Categories. So this layer does not change the ranking itself. Instead, it reorganizes the same underlying data that we have and the parameters that we have, just to help explain what kind of strength an ecosystem, a country or a city does have. So the question that it's trying to answer is to where does the strength of an ecosystem coming from? And it's surrounded around three pillars, which is the ecosystem stakeholder strength, ecosystem economic contribution, and ecosystem brand value. In each of these pillars, we have functional categories, and each of these functional categories have a set of parameters that we have combined them with. So to build these scores, we group relevant parameters together into functional categories and then sum it up to get in the pillar scores. And then everything is being scaled from 0 to 100 to give appropriate ranking. So this analytical layer gives policymakers and ecosystem builders, an analyst, just a new way to interpret the rankings and understand the strength of the ecosystems. All right. And so as a summary, this is our GSCI 2026 methodology. I think that's it for now. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Ayestan. If anyone wants to hear more about the methodology, please download the report or send us a query on email. We will be happy to answer any of your questions or go on a call. So that's it for the introduction of this event and celebration of our launch of 2026 report. We will move to the ecosystem spotlights, where we will be hearing from different ecosystems around the world, around 19, all from Asia all the way to the America. I'd like to first have as a panelist my colleague Alexandra, who will be helping me introduce everyone, who will be introducing everyone as well together with me. Great. So okay. Hi, Alexandra. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so now we will be hearing first from and visiting first Taiwan, we will be hearing from Alan John Koo, who is the operations director at Startup Island Taiwan. While we're setting up everything for Alan, just some key insights for Taiwan this year, as Ellie already mentioned. Taiwan enters the top 20 for the first time, and it has the highest growth among those in the top 20. So, hi, Alan. Good morning, good afternoon, I guess, for you. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you so much, Katrine, and thank you to the audience. It's a pleasure to be here today. Okay, is my screen viewable currently?
Yes, but it's not on the presentation mode yet.
Excuse me. Is it currently on the presentation mode?
No, we see the screen with the slides. Yeah.
Okay. Pardon me. How about, sorry. How's it look now?
No, it's still the same, I think.
That's unfortunate. Okay.
We can present it, Alan, if it's okay. or
Okay, yes, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you so much.
okay.
I will stop and you guys can share. And thank you, everybody. Welcome from Taiwan. Let me know when we're good.
Yes.
Kind of glad I shared to you guys first.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you. Coming in from Taiwan, thank you to the Startup Blink team and very happy to be part of this year's presentations. If we could go to the next slide. For the audience out there around the world and globally, Startup Island Taiwan is supported by Taiwan's National Development Council, which is a cabinet level office from the government that helps supports entire Taiwan's national planning for the economy and including that startup support. In conjunction with our other ministries of technology and Ministry of Economic Affairs, we have a very robust ecosystem. For us, our main goal is to internationalize Taiwan startup ecosystem, help our companies and startups go global, and also boost our recognition. And being part of today's presentation is also meeting that goal. If we go to the next slide. I think as we kind of go forward into the world, Taiwan does play a very central role in terms of AI and how it impacts everyone through your cell phones and through your different AI chats or your helping you guide you through life. I think Taiwan, you can see where major corporates are all locating their corporate headquarters or their R&D hubs here in Taiwan. This map shows from our north to central and south Taiwan of NVIDIA, AMD, and Google, and Microsoft most recently, and of course, our own TSMC. In our next slide, I can share a little bit more deeper. This is our national government's 10 AI infrastructure initiatives, beginning from last year's plan. It plans to help Taiwan guide us into the future and produce up to 510 billion of economic activity through these 3 pillars of smart applications and supporting critical technologies and laying the foundation for a digital economy revolved around AI. Within each of those 3 pillars, these initiatives, all including from quantum to supply chain to talent, it's all encompassing, but it hopes to make Taiwan a central role into the world's AI going into the future. Going to the next slide. I think many of you companies I just mentioned, such as kind of I guess you could say the major corporates, Google, Microsoft, but behind them lie TSMC and ASC and Delta and NVIDIA. But in the middle with your iPhones, we do want to note that major AI servers of the world, 90% are made by Quanta, Foxconn, Gigabyte, and Widewind. These are companies you never heard of, but to supply most of your giants that you're already aware of, such as OpenAI or Google or Microsoft or HP. So I think many of you already understand Taiwan's role in the global supply chain, but hopefully this map gives you a little bit deeper insight. Next slide. We'll share a little bit about Taiwan's startup ecosystem. With the National Development Council's goal of kind of promoting Taiwan to the world, we've promoted a next big consortium of startups, and they are Taiwan startups that have a global footprint throughout either North America, Japan, East Asia, or Southeast Asia, and they're diversified in both hardware and software startups. And here's a couple of them in this page right here that you can see. Currently, there's 2 rounds and have already included 22 companies across 15 different industries. If we go to the next slide. Taiwan's startup ecosystem is supported by definitely different government resources, accelerators, incubators, and innovation spaces. Here's a quick snapshot of some of our partners locally in Taiwan, but also globally. Some of these are Taiwan specific, but organizations such as Plug and Play and Spark Labs and also AppWorks are kind of spread across Asia and globally with their footprints. And notably, Taiwan Tech Arena and Startup Terrace are organized by our National Science and Technology Council, and with Startup Terrace organized by our Ministry of Economic Affairs. Next slide, please. Just a quick insight on Taiwan's kind of our ecosystem and where our funding is going. This data is provided by our Taiwan Institute of Economic Research, or TIER. And this kind of shows on the left bar graph the number of deals and the amount of those deals. And I guess you can see it's been increasing even during the COVID years. So Taiwan is an increasing arc. Where our money is going and where the deals are has been in healthcare and biotech, and also in green energy. So I think we are a contributor of the world in terms of ESG policies. Next slide, please. For startups around the world and for you organizers and cities that are joining, Taiwan's Innovation Board supports global startups and companies to come and list on the Taiwan Innovation Board for a pre-IPO, and that's hosted by our Taiwan Stock Exchange, which notably is one of the fastest risers this year due to AI and Taiwan's role in AI. So it's currently number 7 largest board in the world for Taiwan Stock Exchange. Some companies that have gone on the TIB, or Taiwan Innovation Board, include Gogolook, SciCraft, and Pell. Next slide, please. For those entrepreneurs that are online right now, you can see that we have visa opportunities, including the Gold Card, Entrepreneur Visa, or Digital Nomad Visa. These are all for different ranges of entrepreneurs and tech or I guess you could say expertise of different industries can apply for the Employment Gold Card. Next slide, please. That's my time, and thank you very much to the team at Startup Blink for offering this opportunity.
Yes, thank you so much, Alan. It's lovely to hear more about Taiwan and about all the opportunities. Yeah, thank you very much, and we hope to see more of Taiwan in the coming years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, so we will now moving to our next location. Okay. We will now be moving on to our next location, which is Singapore. We will have, again, we forgot to mention it at the beginning, each presenter will be speaking for around 5 minutes. And our next presenter will be from Singapore. So you'll be staying in Asia. We'll be hearing more about the Singapore startup ecosystem from Liang Xiao, who is the Deputy Director at Enterprise Singapore. Some highlights about Singapore while we are promoting Liang Xiao as a presenter. Singapore is the #1 startup ecosystem in Asia Pacific. It is #4 globally. It recorded the highest ecosystem growth in the top 10 with 24.4% of growth. Yes, and also its main city, Singapore City, and only city, has entered the global top 10 for the first time this year. And Singapore is also ranked #2 in the world for fintech. We're just waiting for Yang Chao to be promoted. While that's happening, we're very excited to hear just a preview of the next ecosystems. We'll be hearing more from Tokyo, from Ulsan, Ho Chi Minh, Thailand, Finland, Montevideo, Georgetown in Malaysia, San Francisco. So there's going to be a lot of different ecosystems. Okay, yes. So team, please promote Yang Xiao if you can. Yang Xiao, could you raise your hand, please? Okay, so yeah, we'll move to our next presenter first while we're fixing some technical issues. So we will be promoting and listening more from the Tokyo Metropolitan Government from Noriko-san, who is the Senior Director at TMG. So some insights about Tokyo while we promote her. Tokyo is currently 6th in Asia, and also some interesting industries for Tokyo currently are food tech, where it's number 8 in the world, AI number 10, and health tech number 10 as well. Okay, hello Noriko-san, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Hello, can you hear us? Hello Noriko-san, can you hear us? We can't hear you at the moment. I think you're on mute.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you now. Yeah, you have 5 minutes.
Could you
What-
share?
Yeah.
Hello. Could you share my slides, please?
Yes,
カ
definitely.
メラも入ってない。Okay. Could you kindly share my slides, please?
Yes. Garrett, could we share the slides of Tokyo, please? Okay, we're just sharing it now. Sorry about this, Namiko-san. We're just trying to share the slides.
Yes,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yes, we
Okay,
have.
thank you. Can I start?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Noriko Suzuki, Senior Director of the Startup Strategy Promotion Headquarters at the Tokyo Metropolitan Government. I'm delighted to have this wonderful opportunity to share Tokyo's initiatives with you today. Next slide, please. Let me begin by highlighting the appeal of Tokyo. Tokyo is a city that leads businesses to success. With a population of 35 million and household financial assets of over 15 trillion US dollars. Tokyo is home to 26 headquarters of Fortune Global 500 companies and 420,000 small and medium-sized enterprises. It's truly a powerhouse of innovation and economic vitality. We attract people from all over the world. Last year, the number of international visitors reached a record high of 40 million. It's also a vibrant city with a wide variety of Michelin-starred restaurants, a punctual transportation system, clean streets, and exceptional hospitality. Tokyo is an ideal city for both business and international visitors. Next slide, please. In today's unstable world, we aim to build a sustainable society, and innovation is essential to achieving this goal. We are accelerating initiatives that generate innovation in Tokyo and Japan in collaboration with the private sector. Two key platforms play a vital role: TIB, Tokyo Innovation Base, and SushiTech Tokyo. Next slide, please. Tokyo Innovation Base is a node for innovation around the world. It's a place where startups and supporters gather to exchange ideas, build networks, and create new value. We have welcomed over 410,000 visitors, and various events are held there almost every day. Next slide, please. It connects a wide range of players, startups, major companies, and venture capital firms, as well as the ecosystem in Tokyo, across Japan, and around the world. Next slide, please. Another pillar is SUSHTEC Tokyo. It's Asia's largest innovation conference. SUSHTEC stands for Sustainable High City Tech, aiming to realize a sustainable society through cutting-edge technology. Next slide, please. It has been growing larger and more dynamic every year. This May, we held the fourth SUSHTEC Tokyo and welcomed more than 60,000 visitors from over 100 countries and regions. More than 780 promising startups, cities from around the world, and many leading companies took part in the exhibition. Next, please. By leveraging these two platforms, we will further accelerate our efforts to foster innovation. We will target high-growth industrial domains such as deep tech, support startups and scale-ups with competitive and advanced technologies, and help them become global and diverse players. Next, please. This concludes my presentation. I sincerely hope you will join us at SUSHTEC Tokyo 2027. It will provide you with a remarkable opportunity to experience the Japanese ecosystem and connect with the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Noriko-san. And I just want to say that I had the chance for the first time ever to travel to Japan
Yes.
this year. And Tokyo is such an amazing city. So I recommend to everyone, there are so many activities in Tokyo that every day I went to a different startup event. So it was absolutely great. And thank you so much for presenting here. Also, thank you for Allen, that I also visited Taiwan for the first time this year and really enjoyed getting to know the ecosystem. And I think that our next presentation, Catherine, you can present Singapore again. And Yang Xiao.
Hi, Yang Xiao. Welcome. Yeah, we're very excited to hear more about Singapore with amazing results that you've had this year as well.
Hi, good afternoon or good morning, everyone.
Would you like us to share our screen as well?
Sorry, can you help to share my slides?
Definitely. Yeah. Okay. Okay, sharing now.
Okay. Thanks so much, Katrine, and thank you for the Blink team, Startup Blink team, in inviting me to do a sharing on Enterprise Singapore and Singapore startup ecosystem. So I'm Liang Xiao from Enterprise Singapore's ecosystem team, and we work closely with partners to enable an ecosystem that is conducive for startups to start and scale. Very happy to join everyone today. I'll share a brief overview of us as well as the startup ecosystem in Singapore. Yeah, next please. So Enterprise Singapore is a statutory board under the Ministry of Trade and Industry of Singapore. We support the growth of Singapore companies in developing capabilities, innovation, and internationalization. Enterprise Singapore is the lead agency for startups in Singapore, and it is our mandate to grow the ecosystem as a global node for innovation and for startups. Next, please. So we have a vibrant ecosystem over here in Singapore, comprising of over 4,500 tech startups, approximately 500 venture capitals, and 220 incubators, accelerators, and venture builders. So all these pillars do not happen in isolation, but there are close collaborations across all of them. For instance, the partnership between startups and the research institutions and institutes of higher learning to pull technologies and innovations out of the lab. And also partnerships between the corporates and the labs, the research institutions, to set up corporate innovation centers. There's also a strong partnership between the public and private sector to identify gaps and opportunities to address them together. Next, please. So in developing our startup ecosystem in Singapore, these are the key pillars where Enterprise Singapore work closely with sister agencies and the private sector to build the key ingredients that are needed for startups to grow, from access to international opportunities, to innovation test beds, as well as problem statements, to talent, and all the way to the support infrastructure, as well as a platform to showcase Singapore as a key startup hub. So these are the various areas of interventions. I will just briefly share on two of them in the subsequent slides. Next, please. So first is stage one, which is a focal point to bring the local and global community of startups together. It serves as a one-stop shop, enabling startups who are new to the ecosystem to better understand it and to navigate the environment. So services provided include setup and incorporation advisory, capability building and for growth, as well as internationalization. Next, please. It's also key to create platforms to connect global ecosystems. So a key platform would be through Switch, our annual Deep Tech Festival. So this pulls together innovation leaders, corporates, venture builders to spark conversations and collaborations on emerging frontier tech developments. So in 2025 or last year's Switch, we also drew a record number of 25,000 attendees to Switch. This year, it will be back from the 27th to the 29th of October. Next, please. And lastly, to share more on Slingshot, which is our startup pitching competition. So it's back in a landmark 10th edition. It is a platform for promising global startups that fall under the 5 challenge domains that you see in the slide below to pitch to international judges and industry players. And the grand finals will be taking place at Switch, which I shared just now. So over the years, it has also grown in scale and reach, and we see it as a pathway to bring new energy and founders into our ecosystem. And for startups that are keen to participate, we also encourage them to do so via the QR code that you see on screen. And the applications are open till 30th of June. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Liang Xiao. And yeah, I think that as we're promoting our next slide from Ulsan, I want to say that Singapore is an ecosystem that we care a lot about in terms of becoming a global leader. We spent so much time in Singapore recently, as Startup Link is from Singapore, and we are so we just love the country and the city, and I think that seeing how Singapore is becoming a global hub is very interesting for us. I honestly can say we chose it for a very good reason, and that's exactly that. That's a winning ecosystem in terms of where to be based and where to build a startup home. And thanks so much for all the Singaporean startup ecosystem developers for doing such a great work on the business environment and what was achieved. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Angel. Thank you, Ellie. So as Ellie sort of gave us a preview, we will be staying in Asia but going to a different country. We will be hearing more about the Ulsan startup ecosystem from Mr. Hon Sung Kim, who is the CEO of the Ulsan CCEI. While we are promoting Mr. Hon Sung, I will be giving some of the highlights of Ulsan's startup ecosystem rankings this year. So Ulsan is number 4 in ecosystem growth in East Asia, sorry. It is number 2 in ecosystem growth in South Korea, 4th overall in South Korea, and an interesting industry for Ulsan right now is enterprise technology, where it is number 2 in South Korea. Yes, so good morning or good afternoon, Mr. Hon Sung Kim. Thank you for joining us. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Yes, the floor is
Yeah.
yours. You have 5 minutes.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Hon Sung Kim, CEO of Ulsan Center for Creative Economy and Innovation. It is a great honor to be part of this event representing the city of Ulsan. For more than 50 years, Ulsan has been the industrial capital of Korea, home to global industry leaders such as Hyundai Motor Company, HD Hyundai Heavy Industries, and S-Oil. Ulsan has built worldwide capabilities in automotive and shipbuilding and energy. Now, Ulsan is a turning point. We are building a startup ecosystem on this powerful industrial foundation, and startups are becoming a key driver of that change. Ulsan CCEI is the main startup support institution in our city. We run programs for every stage, from early incubation to global growth. In the 2026 Global Startup Ecosystem Index, Ulsan ranked 391st globally, going up 155 placed from last year. It is only last year, in 2025, that Ulsan first entered this index at 546, raising 155 spots in just 1 year shows that Ulsan's startup ecosystem is growing very quickly. We have a worldwide class manufacturing infrastructure, and startup can use them as a real test bed. At the same time, government support for our startup ecosystem is expanding faster. This ranking is a meaningful recognition that Ulsan is emerging a global startup city. But for us, this is only the beginning. In April 2026, Ulsan has officially designated as a national startup city by the Korean government, providing structure national support across startup infrastructure, investment, R&D, and talent development. Going forward, Ulsan will deepen collaboration between its anchor corporate and startup, and strengthen its connections to the global startup ecosystem. Ulsan will grow beyond Korea, become a leading startup city in Asia. I would like to sincerely thank Startup Blink for recognizing Ulsan's progress and potential. We will continue to work hard to build an open, dynamic, and globally connected startup ecosystem. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And I can say that Ulsan is such a great city because it is very active globally. Many of the Ulsan startup ecosystem developers, I met them by chance in an event in Vietnam. They have an ambition, and they also know that they have to connect globally with everyone. So I want to congratulate you for your achievement, because this year the city of Ulsan had a growth rate of 144.7%, and we see such a beautiful jump into the top 400, advancing 155 spots. We, for years, feel like the South Korea startup ecosystem has to have more cities. Seoul is, of course, the leader of the ecosystem, but what we are very happy to see this year is very high growth rate from Daejeon, from Busan, from Ulsan, that actually give us now finally high quality secondary ecosystems in South Korea that are global and ambitious. So thank you so much for joining us and for the work that you do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now we're going to be learning more about the Thai startup ecosystem. We will be moving on to Thailand, and we will be hearing from Dr. Kritpaka Bunthueng, who is the Executive Director at National Innovation Agency in Thailand, while we are promoting some highlights about Thailand this year. Thailand had the second highest ecosystem growth of 62.6%. It also has really great new ecosystem cities ranked in the Startup Ecosystem Index this year. So yes, and we also see that it has really good performance in MedTech, where it is number 8 globally. Okay, well, yes, sorry, Garrett, can we promote Dr. Kritpaka? I think she's raising her hand. So while we are doing the promotion, we will hear from Dr. Kritpaka, and we will also be hearing a really great video about the ecosystem. Hello, Dr. Kritpaka, welcome.
Hi,
for
thank
joining
you
us.
very much. I apologize that I think I have some recording to say about the results of the Startup Bing, but personally, I would like to thank you, the Startup Bing, for being the very wonderful data, scientific and everything to the ecosystem. I'm glad that this year Thailand doing something best, and I thank for the ecosystem developer and everything that today, I record some tape to talking about the result of this one. And I will go to the another question. I can listen, but maybe it's not proper for me to talk without anything because right now I'm in the car. But I would like to say thank you for you. But the recording, everything on the word that I want to say. Thank you very much. I would like to
Thank you
join
very much for joining us. I know you had you had a busy day today, and thank you for the video as well. So now my team will be sharing the video so we can hear more about the ecosystem. Yes.
Hello everyone, and a warm welcome to all Turning in Life for Around the Globe. It is a great pleasure to join you today for the launch of the Global Startup Ecosystem Index 2026. Today marks an important milestone for Thailand. For the first time ever, Thailand has entered the global top 50 startup ecosystem. This year, Thailand ranks number 49 in the world and the 4th in the Southeast Asia, which is our highest position in 6 years. But behind every ranking, every statistic, and every growth percentage, this is something much more important. There are founders taking risks, investors believing in innovation, and ecosystem builders working every day to create opportunities for the next generation. Leadership belongs to all of them, and what makes the milestone even more exciting in the spirit of Thailand momentum. Thailand recorded the fourth fastest growth rate among the global top 50 startup ecosystem at 63% growth and the second fastest in the Southeast Asia. This tells us something very clear. Thailand is no longer emerging ecosystem to watch someday. Thailand is becoming an ecosystem to engage with today. We are especially proud to see the Thailand gaining global recognition in strategic sectors. In medtech, Thailand now ranks first in the Southeast Asia, third in Asia Pacific, and eighth globally. Bangkok is also strengthening its position as a regional innovation hub, climbing to 76 globally and ranking number first in the Southeast Asia in robotics. And innovation in Thailand is no longer concentrated in only one city. This year, 7 Thai cities are included in the global ranking, including 4 new entrants. Chiang Mai and Phuket are now among the fastest growth startup cities in Southeast Asia. This reflects a broader transformation happening across the country, where innovation is become more exclusive and also connected internationally. At NAA, we believe startup ecosystems are not built by chance, but they are built through long-term collaboration between government, private sector, academia, investor, and entrepreneurs. Over the past year, Thailand has continued to strengthen support for startups through the policies and program support, and also focus on investment, readiness, talent development, internationalization. But perhaps most importantly, we are building the bridge between startup and corporation, between Thailand and international innovation community. Because in today's world, innovation cannot grow in isolation. It has to be grow together and have to be the concept of open innovation. And this is where the partnership like the Global Startup Ecosystem Index matter. Data create visibility. Visibility create opportunity, and opportunity create the growth. As the local ecosystem partner for this year report, NAA are proud to contribute verified ecosystem data to help showcase Thailand's startup landscape and more accurately on the global stage. We sincerely thank Startup Blinks for creating one of the most important platforms for measuring and connecting startup ecosystem worldwide. Of course, entering the top 50 is not the final destination for Thailand. For Thailand, this is only the beginning of a much more bigger ambition. Our goal is not only to improve the ranking, but to create meaningful impact and a strong innovation ecosystem for the future. To founders, inventors, innovators, and the partners around the world, Thailand is open for collaboration. We welcome you to build, invest, and grow with us. Thank you once again to Startup Blink and all ecosystem partners for today's event, and congratulations to every ecosystem around the world contributing to the future of innovation. Thank you very much.
Great. Yeah. So yeah, we listened to that amazing video about Thailand. Thailand is an amazing ecosystem, and we're seeing a lot of growth for it this year. So if you want to connect, we will be happy to connect if you have questions about Thailand as well. So now we're moving all the way to Europe, hearing about the Finnish startup ecosystem. We will be hearing it from Sarita Rundberg, who is the CEO of Maria01. So just a few highlights about Finland. It is currently number 2 in the Nordics for this 2026 report. Some interesting industries for it is gaming, where it is number 6 globally, and really good to celebrate that it increased by 1 spot and is now number 14. Hello. Hello, Sarita. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. You have 5 minutes.
Hello. I hope you can hear me well.
Yes, we hear you and we see the presentation as well.
Perfect. Yes, this is just something that I wanted to add there as a background. So good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, wherever in the world you are. So my name is Sarita Runeberg. I am the CEO here at Maria01. For those of you who are not familiar with Maria01, so we're the leading startup campus here in the Nordics and one of the largest ones in Europe as well, and based here in Helsinki, Finland. And can I just say that we're so excited about the result? It's really amazing to see Finland ranking that high, and very, very excited also to listen to what other ecosystems around the world are doing. I wanted to share a few thoughts about the Finnish startup ecosystem and what maybe kind of is behind the secret to the success. So we're of course a small country. We're not always the first one that comes in mind when one thinks about the global startup ecosystems, but there's actually been a whole lot of happening here in the past decade or so, and Finland has been consistently producing globally successful technology companies and also founders that have gained quite a lot of international respect as well. So some of you might know some of the companies that come from here. We have Supercell in gaming, we have Volt in food delivery, Oura maybe one of the most recent ones, the smart ring company as well, iSci, and many more. And so maybe the key question is that kind of why is this, that why is a small country like ours producing such big numbers and really punching above our weight in terms of the startup ecosystem size and the success story? So I believe there's a few key reasons why we have become such a strong startup nation. And the first one for that, of course, is talent and education. So Finland has a very strong educational foundation. We have a really deep engineering culture, and that then of course has contributed to these people building these world-class companies as well. The university field here is very strong, especially when it comes to deep tech as well. So there's a really important role in connecting the students, the researchers, startups, and investors in that sense. Our domestic market is of course very small, so therefore I'm always saying that for us it's an advantage that we can actually scale to the international markets already in the very beginning. The second strength that our ecosystem has is trust and low hierarchy. The working culture in Finland is very transparent. We focus more on ideas and much less about on the titles. And this, of course, means that we've been able to create an environment where all the founders can access the investors, the ecosystem leaders, corporations, politicians even. It's very easy to reach out to other people here. And this, of course, then goes hand in hand with the collaboration. Everybody works together, and we have this very strong sense of the give back mentality, and even the successful founders end up spending quite a bit of time helping the newer founders, and we really have this very deep belief that when one founder succeeds, the entire ecosystem is succeeding as well. And the third strength, which of course we here at Maria01 are representing especially, is the community. So the community-driven angle has been here since the very beginning. Organizations like ourselves at Maria01, we bring together not only the startups, but also the investors, the corporates, different ecosystem builders, and the whole world, really. Then obviously some of you might have heard of Slush as well, which started, of course, as a small student-driven gathering and is now one of the world's leading startup and investor events. And so what makes really Maria01 and Slush and our ecosystem very special is that it really kind of, we bring together the culture that the Finnish ecosystem has, so that we're very ambitious, we're very founder focused, international aspect is present in everything that we do, and all the work is very community led. And with the international angle, a great example of this is our accelerator, where I wanted to share this QR code as well. We run here at Maria01 an international accelerator that helps international founders that are coming from different parts of Europe or outside of Europe to expand to the European market or to the Nordic market through Finland. The application period for next autumn's batch is right now open if you're interested. There's a QR code for that. But I think it's a great example on how Finland has a very strong connection to the international market. So this whole combination of the skills, the talents, the drive, the ambition, wanting to be kind of really playing big in the global market, I think that is really kind of all contributing to the success of the ecosystem. And that's why it's really lovely to see Finland such on top in this list as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarita. Thank you very much for sharing with us. And like she said, if you're interested with the accelerator, please do scan the QR code. And I know most of us will be in Slush. So I think it's a very big event that everyone is joining. So we'll be learning more about the Finnish startup ecosystem there. So thank you again, Sarita. Thank you for joining us in this event. So now we are traveling all the way to Cameroon. We will be hearing from Martin Hart Hansen, who is a deputy resident at UNDP Cameroon. So some quick insights about Cameroon as we are promoting Martin. Cameroon has an ecosystem growth rate of 32.3%, which is the 5th highest among all contender countries. It has 2 cities in the global top 1,000. And it also ranks in the global top 100 for fintech and software and data. So hi, Martin, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And we're really excited to hear more about Cameroon ecosystem.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Katrin. I'm just checking if I can share. All right. Do you see this?
It's still, yeah, we see it now. Perfect.
All right. Great. So yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. And thank you for the opportunity to share a few reflections on Cameroon's startup ecosystem. My name is Martin Hart Hansen. I'm the Deputy Resident Representative for the United Nations Development Program here in Cameroon in Central Africa. So let me start with, I guess, a simple message. Cameroon is not a mature ecosystem, but it is clearly an emerging one with a very strong momentum. According to the 2026 index, which we have heard about today, Cameroon is ranked 113 globally, reflecting sort of growing visibility and progress from a quite low base. So what matters most is not the position, but the trajectory. And let me highlight maybe 3 key dynamics shaping the ecosystem today. First, talent and youth are Cameroon's biggest strengths. The country is a very young population, has a very young population, and across cities like Douala and Yaoundé and Buea, we see vibrant grassroots innovation. Ecosystems such as the Silicon Mountain in Buea bring together startups, developers, universities, and incubators, often with limited resources, but with very strong creativity and resilience. Second, the ecosystem is becoming more structured. We're moving beyond sort of isolated initiative towards more coordinated support. Programs like Scale 32, YWEAP, and Startup 237 are providing funding and mentorship to early stage startups. And at the same time, large-scale events such as the Cameroon International Tech Summit in 2024 and the Tech Summit upcoming in October 2026, and partnerships are strengthening collaboration across government and private sector and development actors. And for UNDP, for example, we're supporting startup pipelines, we're supporting digital innovation hubs and inclusive finance systems to help really connect ideas to market and to capital. Third, the main challenge remains financing and scale up. Cameroon has no shortage of ideas. The constraints is turning those ideas into scalable and investable businesses. Access to early stage and growth capital remains very limited, and startups often struggle to move beyond the pilot stage. So let me conclude with a few forward-looking reflections. Cameroon matters not because it's already a top ecosystem, but because of what it represents. It's a frontier ecosystem where the question is how to build innovation systems in complex environments. And the solutions emerging here, whether in fintech, agri-tech, or digital services, are highly relevant across Africa and beyond. So my final message is quite simple. Look beyond the rankings, look at the trajectory, look at talent, and look at opportunity. Because ecosystems like Cameroon are where the next wave of innovation can emerge, with the right partnerships and with the right investments. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Martin, and I completely agree. We see it in our report as well. Although Cameroon is not ranked in the top 100, it's growing a lot and it has great potential in its cities. And as you've presented, there's a lot of forward-looking opportunities that we can look out for. So thank you again, Martin, for showing us more about Cameroon, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Great. Yes, so I would like to introduce first my colleague Alexandra, who will be presenting the next batch of presenters. Hi, Alexandra.
Hi, Catherine. Thank you, and hello to everyone. So now we're going back over to Europe again, and we have Moldova now, where we will hear more about the local startup ecosystem from Olga Minichuk, CEO of Startup Moldova. My apologies if I mispronounced that. And while we are promoting Olga as a speaker, here is some interesting information about the Moldova ecosystem based on Startup Link's rankings. Moldova ranks first in Europe for ecosystem growth and third globally for ecosystem growth. Qinshao also entered the global top 500. This is a very big success for Moldova, and we look forward to hearing more from Olga herself.
Everyone. Thank you, Alexandra. It is a pleasure and honor to be named third in the world and first in Europe. I represent Startup Moldova, and Startup Moldova is a foundation created with a single, very simple aim to help Moldovan startups to change the world. And we do that by doing a lot of activities in the field of building capacity of startups, supporting the acceleration of startups, scaling them up in international markets, supporting them with access to finance and working a lot with grants, but also with international investors, but as well working at the advocacy level with the government and representing the whole ecosystem of all the enabling organizations in Moldova as a unique voice during the public-private dialogue. Let me share a bit about about the ecosystem of startups in Moldova. So we estimate that we have 300 startups in Moldova, but there are more than 250 startups only in our database. And maybe this number is not that big, but if we compare the density of startups per million of population in the region, in Eastern European region, we are leading the region. So I'm very proud to say that though we don't have many startups if we compare to USA, or we just heard Tokyo and Taiwan, but we're very agile country that can grow and scale startups, and we are proud to be number one in terms of density. If we speak about the verticals, there are three prominent verticals that we see more often. It's fintech, health tech, and ed tech. So we do have startups in many other verticals like logistic tech, sales tech, and AI automatization, and many others. Startup Moldova is not the only one working in the field of supporting startups. There is a number of local accelerator programs and hackathons and many events that do develop the ecosystem altogether. In terms of jobs creation, our startups created over 1,500 jobs only last year, generating the revenue of over 60 million And then in terms of investments attracted, we also doubled the number compared to 2024. So in 2025, our startups raised over $17 million for 34 startups, which is twice as big as in 2024. So what is the reason of the success and our growth? There is a few. First of all, Moldova has first European virtual park, which is called Moldova Innovation Technology Park. And it gives the single tax for all IT companies that are registered without need to be relocated in the country. So instead of paying 45%, you're paying only 7% on your revenue. And this is only for IT companies. The second is Moldova started its accession to EU, which means there is a lot of attention and interest of international partners in Moldova, and Moldova becoming more safe for companies to relocate and do business in the country. Besides that, we do have Norman visa. We also have IT visa for the companies and for those who want to relocate and live in Moldova, start their businesses, build their startups, either with Moldovan startups or with Moldovan founders or without. Besides that, we have several funding opportunities. Besides having just small grants for startups, for those who want to test pre-MVP stage, test their solutions, we also have matching funds for those startups who manage to get VC funding and attract them in Moldova. And we also it was launched last year, announced the creation of Fund of Funds, which will be operational next year, and it will help startups get funding by attracting VC funds in Moldova. Besides that, we start to have more hubs that create a space for Moldova, for the startups in Moldova, but specifically, we do have verticalized hubs. Now we have a Health Tech Hub to be launched this year, Green Tech Hub, and many others. And one last thing that I would like to notice is the announcement of construction of the Moldova Science Park, which is called Moldova High Tech Park. It will be finalized by 2030, but this is a very important milestone showing that Moldova can not only grow startups, we can go startups in deep tech, and the two focus areas of that high tech park will be health tech and agri-tech, which is another very interesting vertical that starts to develop more startups in it. I will stop here. I'm very glad to be representing Moldova, and I'm honored that we managed to advance in the ranking. I'm definitely sure next year will be even better. Thank you very much, Startup Blink, for doing that and for creating this unique learning opportunity. I've learned a lot from our ecosystem as well.
Thank you, Olga. Thank you for a beautiful insight, and we look forward to Moldova's growth as well. Now, traveling a little bit to the west, we will be hearing from Germany, and where we will hear more about the local startup ecosystem from Björn Ofkran, who is the Director of Startups International at Germany Trade and Invest. While we have him here, we would like to share some interesting information about the German ecosystem based on Startup Blink's rankings. Germany ranks second in the European Union as a startup ecosystem, third globally for ecosystem stakeholder strength, and fourth globally for corporate engagement. Germany is also ranked second in Europe for energy and environment. Björn, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'd love to share my slides. I'm not sure how to do that.
We can share it as well, Björn, if you would like.
Well, yeah, that will be fine as well. Great. Thank you. Well, then let me start. Thank you for having a chance to give you some overview of the German startup ecosystem here in Germany. First of all, I'm Björn Ofkran from Germany Trade and Invest. You can move on to the next slide. Germany Trade and Invest is the foreign trade agency of the Federal Republic of Germany. So we are government owned and we don't charge for our services. What we do is supporting the German business, not only for startups, but especially for startups as well. And on the third slide, you can see what my job is. I'm the head of startups. And we have a program in Germany which is called Startup Germany. Startup Germany is the main brand of startups in Germany, and it works kind of this way that it makes the startup ecosystem more visible for startups, for all ecosystem players, and for VCs as well. And our job is to get you connected if you're a startup with the German ecosystem, or if you're a VC from abroad, or if you're industry. And on the other hand, the same we're doing. We take German startups to foreign countries and help them to get access to the local ecosystem. Yeah, that's pretty much our job. Here you can see our other partners. There are the Access startup factories. Factories are local hubs within Germany. Then we have the DE hubs. Those are hubs as well. They get funded by the government, but have their own funds as well. Then we have the German Accelerator. You probably have heard of him before. We work closely with the German Accelerator. The Accelerator is doing a one-on-one program with the startups to accelerate their business. And we of course have the High-Tech Gründerfonds as a big VC, or the universities in Germany with their startups from Access, or the Deep Tech and Climate Fund financing startups. So that's the big players in the German ecosystem. Why are there so many? In Germany, we have a federal system, as you probably know, and that makes it sometimes quite difficult, because every local state in Germany, every federal state has his own hub and its own strength in regarding the startups. For example, in North Rhine-Westphalia, they are pretty strong regarding energy. Bavaria is strong in defense, especially Munich. Berlin is very strong in deep tech. So it is really necessary to make all the offers more visible to foreign countries, and to help you get access to the right points in Germany. You can switch to the next slide. Here you can see the regional hotspots of startups. Pretty much Berlin and Bavaria is most of the time Munich, and North Rhine-Westphalia because of energy. So you have a quick overview about this, but it's pretty much clustered all over Germany. There's not only like in France, Paris, there's much more than Berlin. Yes. And those are our unicorns. I thought that would be great to show you what Germany has reached in the past years. You probably know some of them, like Helsing from defense, or Raisin, fintech, for example, but other big ones as well. So that, that was my quick overview of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Bjorn, for the insight and for your taking the time to be here. Now we're traveling to Montevideo, Uruguay, where we will hear more about the local startup ecosystem from Sergio Delgado, who is the managing director of Fundación Da Vinci. While we have him here, here is some interesting information about the Montevideo and Uruguay ecosystem based on Startup Link's rankings. Uruguay is improving in ecosystem attractiveness in Latin, while Montevideo ranks second in Latin for ecosystem attractiveness and sixth in Latin for blockchain. That is the small overview, and Sergio, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Well, Uruguay has only 3 million people. They are cities in the world with more people than our entry country. And still, this small country produces football players like Luis Suarez, Edison Cavani, and Federico Valverde. For many years, that was one of the ways Uruguay became visible to the world. And maybe now we have a new opportunity. Maybe Uruguay can do this with the startups that it already did with football. Because small countries do not compete through size. They compete through talent, trust, and human connection. Hello, everyone, and thank you for the invitation. I'm showing from Montevideo, Uruguay, representing Fundación Da Vinci Foundation. Over the last few years, Uruguay has been building a more connected and collaborative innovation ecosystem. We have strong public institutions, community universities, growing startup communities, and more funders thinking globally from day one. Because our market is small, our entrepreneurs learn early that they need to look beyond borders. One interesting aspect of Uruguay is that many entrepreneurial support centers are connected to universities. Today, we have around 7 consolidated university-based centers, working closely with students, researchers, funders, and early-stage projects. That has helped create stronger bridge between education, innovation, and entrepreneurship. At the same time, we still face important challenges. We need stronger private investment network, more acceleration opportunities, and better access to international markets. Because building startups is difficult everywhere, but in small countries, scaling can be even harder. Still, we already have inspiring examples like Pedido Ya and dLocal, companies that show something important. Global companies can emerge from Uruguay. Now, the real challenge is not creating one success story, it's creating the condition for many more stories to happen. And honestly, what made me optimistic is the people. There is a growing culture of collaboration. People increasingly share contacts, ideas, opportunities, and experience. And in a small ecosystem, that generosity matters a lot. From Fundación Da Vinci, we strongly believe in building bridges between entrepreneurs and investors, between education and innovation, between local talent and global opportunities. Because maybe the future of innovation will not belong only to the biggest ecosystem, maybe it will also belong to ecosystems that know how to connect talent, trust, education, and of course, ambition. And maybe small countries like Uruguay can become proof of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sergio. Thank you for your kind insight and for taking the time as well to present Uruguay's success. Now, going back to Europe, we have Bucharest, Romania, where we will hear more about the local startup ecosystem from Andreea Shibag, who is the PR manager at Impact Hub Bucharest. While we have her here, here are some interesting information about the Bucharest ecosystem based on Startup Blink's rankings. Bucharest ranks first in the Balkans and fifth in Eastern Europe for artificial intelligence. And more insight comes from Andreea. Welcome, Andreea.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Thank you for having me here. I'm going to try to share my presentation. Okay. Okay, do you have my presentation on hand?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, and sorry for this. Okay, great. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Impact Hub Bucharest and the community we built around us and how do we fit in the Romanian ecosystem. So the story of Impact Hub starts 14 years ago when we opened the first ever co-working space in Romania. Since there, a lot of things have changed and we grew to be this nodal point, if you want, this crossroad in the startup ecosystems. We are the place where entrepreneurs can meet big companies, can meet mentors, can have educational tools and access to investors, of course. So the next slide. All this help startups scale quickly and grow faster, and we all need how much a startup ecosystem needs these kind of things. But in our mission and in our core, we have a soft spot for startups that have also social components. So yes, making business is important, but building for the future is also very important. So businesses that have a social impact are kind of in our focus, and organizations that do have this. Next slide, please. So what makes us special? Usually when you come to collaborate with Impact Hub Bucharest, it's not one and done thing. You're not doing a program and then disappear. You enter in a community, in a vivid, lively, buzzing community when you can share information, you can meet other funders, you can grow ideas, and so on. Basically, you're with us for life. Next slide. So let's talk about the three pillars that help us help the ecosystems. There are the co-working and events part, the programs area, and Startarium. Co-working and events refers to the physical offices that we have here in Bucharest. So imagine that you're having a space where you meet a lot of people alike, a lot of founders, a lot of people that are interested in building a business, and a lot of idea and collaboration start up from, I don't know, water cooler conversations, for example. The programs part, I've mentioned it briefly before. We build these acceleration programs and educational programs for startups. Those programs are focused on areas like sustainability, agri-food innovation, tech innovation, women in business, social impact, and so on. And the last one, Startarium. This is one of the biggest Romanian online platforms for entrepreneurs. You can find there practical articles, a lot of knowledge. It's basically the first thing you want to read in the morning to know what's happening if you are a builder and you have a startup. So you can see that the support system is like, it's round, kind of round. We support offline and online also. The next slide. So yeah, this is the story. And these are the figures from the last 14 years. As you can see, we have a community that has over 3,000 startups. We delivered more than 54 programs, and the numbers are only growing from now. And we are getting to the last slide. Where are my contacts? If you have any question or if you want to stay in touch, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Andrea. It was a pleasure to have you here as well. Now we're moving to Asia, more concretely to Da Nang, Vietnam, where we will hear more about the local startup ecosystem from Mr. Vodou Chanan, Deputy Director of Da Nang Innovation Startup Support Center under the Da Nang Department of Science and Technology. While we have him here are some interesting information about the Da Nang ecosystem based on Startup Blink's rankings. Da Nang is the fastest growing ecosystem in Vietnam, ranks 15th in the Southeast Asia after moving up 7 spots, and is ranked 12th in Southeast Asia for fintech. If we have him here, we're waiting a little bit due to technical difficulties for him to be promoted. Hi, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Only 1 minute for us to share screen.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Yes. Yes, my name is Võ Đức Anh, Deputy Director of Da Nang Innovation Startup Support Center, belong to Department of Science and Technology of Da Nang City. So today, I'm here to share how Da Nang, a coastal city in central Vietnam, is rapidly transforming itself into one of the most dynamic startup ecosystems in Southeast Asia. We are not just building an innovation hub. We are building Vietnam's fastest growing startup ecosystem with a clear vision, a full stack infrastructure, and an ambitious target to become an international class innovation city by 2030. Our work is grounded in Resolution No. 57 of Politburo on science, technology, and digital transformation, and formally launched through our Da Nang Innovation City Master Plan up to in December 2025. So let me give you a snapshot of where we are stand today. Da Nang currently has 3 innovation support centers, 12 business incubator, 3 maker space, and 8 co-working space, 6 active startup investment funds, and 10 university startup clubs, and more than 20 universities in the ecosystem. The results today, Da Nang is home to approximately 200 active startups and growing. This is not an ecosystem being built from scratch. The foundations are already in place. What are doing now is scaling it to the world. Our progress has been recognized internationally. In 2024, Da Nang entered the Startup Top 1000 Global City ranking for the very first time. A96, the first ever enter in top 1000 global city. In 2025, we climbed 130 positions and Startup officially certified Da Nang as fastest growing startup ecosystem in Vietnam. And Startup 2025 at 766. It means that we climbed 130 positions in 1 year. And in 2026, we are ranking at 554. It means that we climbed 212 positions in this year. Total again, after 3 years, we climbed 342 rank in global. This trajectory tells a clear story. Da Nang's momentum is real, it is consistent, and it is accelerating. So now, where are we going? Da Nang, smart, sustainable, international class innovation city by 2030. By 2030, we are targeting top 300 global startup ecosystem, 500 active startups, and with at least foreigner founders, and from 8 to 10 new venture capital officers is in Da Nang, and at least one tech unicorn valued at over $1 billion.
Hi, you're back again. Please continue.
Okay, to achieve the target, Da Nang is executing 7 breakthrough strategies. First, policy and legal framework, streamline regulation, special mechanism, transparent investment environment. Second, high quality human resource, innovation culture, academic industry links attract global talent. Third, innovation infrastructure, science parks, AI lab, data center, semiconductor, HPC. Fourth, social capital mobilization, partnership, private public model, VC fund, global innovation network. Fifth, communication strategy, digital media plan, AI power outreach, global city branding. Sixthly, enterprise innovation and support tech transfer, green products. Final, 7, key technology sector. We are focused to nurture AI, semiconductor, blockchain, biotech, big data, green economy, and quantum computer. But we cannot do this alone. We are here today because we believe that the best innovation happens through collaboration. So let me close with a direction invitation to everyone in this room. Partner with us, co-build programs, and share your expertise. Invest with us. Our ecosystem is open to global venture capital and staff. Relocate to Da Nang. Bring your team, your research center, your idea. So Da Nang now is ready. Da Nang is open. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to the 5 of you for joining today's launch event. And we look forward to the growth of Da Nang and Vietnam all together in the future. While sticking to Asia, to the beautiful Asia, we are moving to Georgetown from Malaysia, where we will hear more about the local startup ecosystem from Hanis Harum, Ecosystem Development Manager at Digital Penang. While we have him here as a speaker, hear some interesting information about the Georgetown ecosystem based on Startup Blink's rankings. Georgetown ranks 9th in Southeast Asia and 2nd in Malaysia. Congratulations, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Alexandra. Okay, all right. So you'll be sharing the slide from your side, right?
Yes, you can see them.
Okay, sure. Okay, thank you, Alexandra and Catherine. Thank you, everyone. Good day, everyone. My name is Hanis Harun. I'm representing Digital Penang. It's a Penang state government link company. Firstly, I would like to thank Startup Blink for recognizing Georgetown ecosystem progress in the Global Startup Index, and also for inviting us to share about our ecosystem here today. So most of the times when people think of Penang, they always think about our rich heritage, incredible food, and our 50-year legacy as the Silicon Valley of the East, especially in manufacturing. So today I am thrilled to share how are we leveraging that massive industrial foundation to rapidly scale our digital and technological startup ecosystem, especially on the global stage. Next slide, please. So we are a Penang State Government Link Company. We were created in April 2020 during the COVID time under the administration of our Penang Chief Minister's Office, basically with the aim to undertake all developmental activities to transform Penang into a digital economy state. And part of it is because of the background of Penang being a technology, industrial-driven manufacturing site for so many years. Next slide. So our operation is based on the framework called Penang Vision 2030 of creating a family-focused, green and smart state. And part of it is outlined inside our digital economy master plan. Digital Penang act as a key driver of Penang digital transformation. This includes we want to promote innovation, we want to support startups, strengthen the state digital infrastructure, and this transformation journey emphasizes on all the activities that we do emphasizes on increasing digital adoption, especially among the community. We want to enable data-driven governance. We want to develop a diverse talent pool for entrepreneurship and also investment. And of course, eventually, we want to build a resilient digital infrastructure to sustain a livable environment. And to do this, Digital Penang collaborates closely with key industry players to support SMEs and conduct community engagement to drive digital adoption. So as you can see on the slide here, we are focusing on 4 strategic pillars, which are the digital government, digital economy, digital society, and also digital foundation. So digital government, we as a government agency, we're focusing on the government, where certain things within the government that we need to work with, particularly enhancing public services to be more efficient. And then the digital economy, this is our main focus, where all our initiative is driving economic growth through innovation. And then the third pillar is digital society, because society is something that we cannot ignore and is part and parcel of our programs that we run. And then last part is digital foundation. So this is a support of the three pillars that are very important to us, especially in building critical infrastructure. So these are the main 4 digital transformation builder that Digital Penang focuses on. And as of now, we have about 23 staff, and our office is based in the heart of Georgetown, in one of our heritage building. So next slide. So this is Penang startup ecosystem at a glance. So let's look at the numbers, because Penang ecosystem is experiencing quite an explosive momentum. Right now, we are home to 306 active technology startups, spanning from 15 distinct verticals, with the deep strength for services platform, hard tech, deep tech, and enterprises technology. So Penang has set an ambitious goal of fostering 500 technology startup by 2030. So this is what we're trying to do. We want to develop our technology startup ecosystem through creating ideas that can spark collaboration. And then since 2022, Digital Penang has delivered about more than 230 completed programs, engaging over more than 6,000 participants, and then working together with local and international ecosystem partners. So most of our programs are basically venture building and development. We do a lot of enrichment programs. We have accelerators specifically focused on hard tech and deep tech. And we also work with academias to run incubator program, basically to nurture new startup founders among university students. We also have market access program in terms of financial assistance, and also in terms of business exploration activities. And we work with various ecosystem builders like us in the region, such as in Indonesia, Thailand, China, and such. So, as of this year, our traceable ecosystem funding has increased from under 500,000 in 2021. So until right now is over 23 million. Okay, I saw the signage that time is up. Maybe I can just skip to the last part. Yeah, so this is just maybe some surface ideas about Digital Penang. But if you are very much interested to know more about us, please do contact me. Can we go to the last slide? Please reach out to me. This is the QR code. You can scan and visit our website, our Instagram, our Facebook, and my handphone number and email is there as well. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Hanis, and thank you for the beautiful insights of Digital Penang. Now, going back to Europe again, more concretely, Sofia, Bulgaria, where we will hear about the local startup ecosystem from Monika Velkova, who is the incubation program manager at Sofia Tech Park. As we have her here now as a speaker, here's some interesting information about the Sofia ecosystem based on Startup Link's rankings. Sofia ranks second in the Balkans, moving up 1 spot since last year, and 23rd in the European Union, moving up 3 spots. Sofia is also ranked first in the Balkans for fintech. Welcome, Monika, and it's a pleasure to have you here.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you so much for the introduction, and also I think you're also sharing the presentation, so thank you for that. So firstly, Bulgaria has moved up quite a bit, and in the global ecosystem ranking, it is 117th place this year. We have 2 unicorns, one in the fintech sector and one in home automation, which would be Payhawk and Shelly Group, respectively. And Sofia Tech Park is the first science and technology park and the largest one in Bulgaria. Here you can see the campus. We have several different buildings with different focuses, and the newest one is the National STEM Center and the Mathematics High School. Next slide, please. Thank you. Our key facts and our key focuses. So basically, Sofia Tech Park hosts up to 350 events annually. We have quite a large campus of 40,000 square meters. There are 11 R&D laboratories, and we house a lot of different companies. Many of them are startups. The main focus areas are big data, ICT, and mechatronics. And we also focus on life sciences, clean energy, and the circular economy. Those are all the focuses of the laboratory complex as well. Thank you. Next slide, please. So here you can see the different infrastructure that we have. As I mentioned, the tech complex is one of the most prominent of them because it comprises different independent laboratories, which are all headed by academia professors, experts in their fields. We also have the Supercomputer Discoverer, which is part of the newest project, Brain++, which is an AI factory starting in Bulgaria. We have a business incubator where companies can be housed when, well, from the initial stages until they scale up and need larger spaces. Of course, different event halls, our own multimedia studio where we do different large scale presentations, recordings, podcast episodes, and so on. And of course, the Creation Station Makerspace, which is a workshop for university students and startups in the initial stages to do their MVP. This is the Sofia Tech Labs complex. As you can see, there's a lot of different sectors which we cover. They can be easily distinguished and divided in two, biotech and biopharma complex, and then also the computer technologies and artificial intelligence. We also have interesting laboratories in the field of 3D printed products and a Micro Nano Lab, which is in microchips. Next slide, please. Brain++, like I mentioned, is the newest AI factory. It will be working on increasing the national potential for different AI innovation, and it is a consortium in several companies which are coming together for it. Next slide, please. Sofia Tech Park is also a member of the Alliance of Science and Technology Parks, and it's one of the founding organizations. This is an alliance which functions in Southeast Europe. Here you can see the different countries and representatives who have joined from Greece, Romania, Serbia, Turkey, and we also have some from Montenegro. So the alliance started in 2024 with a flagship initiative, and this year would be the third year running. Next slide, please. The Innovators Program itself is focused specifically on supporting R&D heavy startups and teams. The idea is that we help them through incubation services as well as acceleration through a network of partners. Next slide, please. These are the general requirements that you can see to be part of the program. Because Sofia Tech Park is part of the Ministry of Innovation and Growth in Bulgaria, the support that we deliver is through state aid. And in that sense, we do have quite a few regulations that companies need to follow to be eligible, including being a registered entity for a number of years. And next slide, please. These are a number of partners that we have. You can see there are national and international ones. And of course, we're also always trying to grow and partner with more institutions in the region. Next slide, please. And this is everything from me for now. If you have any further questions or if you're more interested in finding out about our activities and opportunities, you can always contact us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Monica, for the beautiful insight for Bulgaria and more concretely, Sofia. Now, moving to Latvia, where we will hear more about the local startup ecosystem from Anita Tirmane, who is the Senior Project Manager in the Investment Promotion and Business Growth Department at the Investment and Development Agency of Latvia. While we have her here as a speaker, here's some interesting information about the Latvia ecosystem based on Startup Blink's rankings. Latvia climbed one place to 48th globally, ranks second in the Baltics for startup community activity, and 9th in Northern Europe for hardware and IoT, and 10th in Northern Europe as a startup ecosystem. Annette, welcome, and it's a pleasure to have you here. The floor is yours.
Hi, hello. I will kindly ask to share the presentation, please.
Yes, would you like us to share or would you be sharing? Sorry.
Yes, can I ask? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Receive. Thank you very much. So, hello from Latvia, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to present Latvia at this event. So, at the start, I want to remind you that Latvia is a small but very dynamic European country with a fast-growing startup ecosystem. And today I would like to briefly show why more startups and investors are choosing Latvia. Yeah, the next slide, please. Latvia provides easy access to the European Union's consumer market with fast connections across Europe. Even though Latvia is a relatively small country, we are strongly integrated into all major international organizations, and this gives companies a stable, secure, internationally connected business environment. Yeah, we can go next. And here you can see advantages of Latvia's business environment, also startup environment. And one of the key advantages is this business-friendly environment. Latvia ranks among the leading OECD countries for tax competitiveness, including 0% tax on reinvestment profit. We also have highly digital public services, which makes running a company faster and simpler. Yes, we can go to the next slide. And here you see that our agency works both as an investment agency and also as a startup ecosystem partner. We have representative offices across Europe, North America, Asia, and the Middle East. And this also allow us to support companies both internationally and locally as they grow. And the next slide, please. Yes, the Latvian startup ecosystem continues to grow. We are seeing stronger quality in the ecosystem right now, including larger investment rounds and higher salaries in startups. Also, public support programs also to continue to help startups develop and commercialize innovation. And in the next slide, you will see that yes, Latvia offers a very wide range of support instruments for startups and also innovative companies. Support is available for incubation, maximum 70% for materials, equipment, and so also it's pretty large support. Also for export, R&D, innovation vouchers, and startup salary programs. So we also provide the fast-track startup visa from non-EU founders entering the European market. So we are welcoming everyone to Latvia, yes, to start their startups. And the next slide. You can see here that our ecosystem is highly collaborative and closely connected with universities, of course, investors, and other industry partners. Latvia has a particularly strong deep tech segment, which is our priority, where innovative ideas can gain visibility more easily due to lower internal competition. This creates a great environment for ambitious founders to grow internationally. And yes, the next slide. Here you see that Latvia also hosts several internationally recognized startup and innovation events throughout the year. These events bring together everyone in the ecosystem, and Riga is increasingly becoming an important innovation meeting point in the Baltic region also. And the last slide. So our mission is to help companies successfully establish, grow, and scale internationally from Latvia. So we believe Latvia offers a founder-friendly environment for innovation-driven business. Thank you very much, and I look forward to future conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Aneta, for the beautiful insight of Latvia, and we look forward to Latvia's growth in the future, continued growth. Now we're going to the United States, traveling to San Francisco, where we will hear more about the local startup ecosystem from Manish Goyal, who is the business development manager at the San Francisco Office of Economic and Workforce Development. As we have him here are some interesting information about the San Francisco ecosystem based on Startup Blink's rankings. San Francisco is ranked first in the world and first across all main Startup Blink industries. Manish, welcome, and we look forward to your presentation.
Hi, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. Welcome from San Francisco. It's a little early this morning here, but I am so appreciative of this opportunity to talk a little about San Francisco. But I do want to acknowledge that San Francisco is but one city among a very dynamic region of the San Francisco Bay Area, which makes up Silicon Valley, San Francisco, the East Bay communities, and there really is just a wealth of amazing attributes here in the region that make San Francisco into a place that startups can thrive and grow. I don't have a formal presentation, but I wanted to kind of more speak broadly about what makes San Francisco and the San Francisco Bay Area special when it comes to supporting startups. Government doesn't play a huge role when it comes to supporting our startups. It really is, the talent that's here. It's the venture capital that's here. It's the energy and ideas that folks from all over the world bring to San Francisco and the Bay Area that make up our innovation ecosystem, and that really is what makes us thrive. It's a talent, it's a mindset that it's okay to fail, that it's okay to take a risk. This mindset that risk is acceptable and it should be commended is really what makes our ecosystem thrive. We're fortunate that we are a place that attracts talent from all over the world. I mean, just on this call, I can count a few different countries and cities where we've seen startups and founders and delegations from those regions coming to the Bay Area. And it really just is a testament that we've done a good job of being an attractor of talent from all over the world. And we love to collaborate with different geographies to kind of share what's happening in the region. There's a lot, obviously, around technology, but there's life science and biotech. There's climate tech. There's aerospace and media and so forth. We really want to share our success and kind of message out what makes the region and the city so dynamic. The role of San Francisco and really a lot of city governments around here is to make this a place that's attractive to the talent. our goal is to make San Francisco a great place to live, because that's what the talent wants. So we focus really on just doing the daily work of government, of making the streets safe and clean, providing housing, working to ease any regulations that might impede or impact businesses, and working really closely with the business community, especially startups, to kind of figure out what we can do to be a good partner in their journey and growth. I will, say that, a lot of folks ask us what makes San Francisco and Silicon Valley what it is, and it's a combination of our institutions like Stanford University, UC Berkeley, the University of California, San Francisco, and our public institutions such as our community colleges that create opportunities for the young talent to learn as they are kind of enjoying the ecosystem here, and putting this mindset in there, that it's okay to be an entrepreneur, and providing them the tools to become entrepreneurs, and hopefully they are able to be the next great startup and eventually next great tech company or biotech company, you name it. And we really believe that the innovation that happens here, it comes from all over the world, that the innovation that we see happening in San Francisco is really just a amalgamation of what you see globally. It's all distilled in San Francisco and the region. And so, yeah, I think, we're really excited that, our work here is being acknowledged, and we really would love to partner with folks on this webinar, folks who are presenting. It's we would love to see all your ecosystems grow, and we look forward to seeing the journey that all the different ecosystems on this list grow throughout the year. And if there's anything we can do to be a partner in your success as well, please let us know. So thank you with that, and I'll turn it back over to Katrina and the Startup Link team.
Thank you so much, Manish, for a beautiful insight as the first global ranked city. And it was a pleasure of having you here. Lastly, we have Haiphong, Vietnam. We're going back to Vietnam, where we will hear more about the local startup ecosystem from Lee Lung Thin, who is the Vice Director of the Department of Science and Technology of Haiphong City. While we'll have him here, Lee Lung Thin as a speaker, here are some interesting information about the Haiphong ecosystem based on Startup Blink's rankings. Haiphong joined the global top 1,000 for the first time ever and ranks 23rd in Southeast Asia. Welcome, and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Please share my slide for the presentation.
Yes, yeah, we're sharing it now. I hope everyone can see it.
Yes, we can see it.
Dear leaders of Startup Blink, hello everyone from Haiphong, Vietnam. My name is Cẩm Hương, Director of Innovation and Application of Science and Technology Center. Today, I'm very proud to represent Haiphong, one of the most dynamic and fastest growing startup ecosystem in Vietnam, to share our story with you. Next slide, please. Haiphong is the largest port city in northern Vietnam. Today, we are very proud to officially enter the top 1,000 global startup ecosystem at position 765. Next slide, please. We are also proud to be one of the only 4 cities in Vietnam to be included in this prestigious ranking. This important milestone is not luck, but the result of 10 years of hard work. We have changed our economic model using science, technology, and innovation as our main drivers for growth. This official recognition from Startup Link proved that Haiphong is now ready to join the global market. Next slide, please. To build Haiphong's position on the global innovation map, we offer 3 core advantages. Next slide, please. First, a strong market. Haiphong is a major coastal city and aims to reach 9.5 million people by 2050. Our economy is worth 29.4 billion USD and has maintained double-digit growth for more than 10 years. Right now, Haiphong has the highest economic growth target in Vietnam, aiming for 13 to 14% from 226 to 230. This strong economy is a solid foundation for any startup to grow bigger. Next slide, please. Second, modern infrastructure for the future. We are actively building a new free trade zone, a specialized economic zone, and the Haiphong Innovation Technology Park. These places will be regional centers for researching, testing, and sharing technology, reconnecting Haiphong directly to global supply chain. Next slide, please. Third, outstanding policy advantages. This is Haiphong's special weapon. Thanks to a special resolution from the National Assembly from Vietnam, Haiphong is pioneering many great policies. We offer income tax exemptions for up to 5 years for startup and international experts. Next slide, please. We also created the Haiphong Venture Capital Fund using the state budget. This fund is ready to accept risks to support startups from their early stages. Finally, we have created a regulatory sandbox, a safe testing environment for new technologies like semiconductor chips, artificial intelligence, and net zero solutions. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Haiphong's strategic goal by 2030 is to break into top 200 global innovation ecosystem. To achieve this big dream, we know we cannot do it alone. From this forum today, I want to share a warm and sincere invitation to all startups, scientists, investment funds, and startup accelerators, as well as incubators around the world. Welcome to Haiphong. Next slide, please. We have prepared not only modern infrastructure and excellent policies for you, but we also promise an active digital government that always serves businesses. Haiphong is ready to become the biggest launchpad and living lab, real-world laboratory for your boldest idea. Next slide, please. I would like to thank Startup Link for connecting Haiphong with the Global Innovation Network. Thanks for your attention. Wish our community a great success and prosperity.
Thank you very much, Lee Dong Ting, for sharing all of the insights of Haiphong, and congratulations for joining the rankings this year. Yes, so thank you to everyone who has joined us. As Alexandra mentioned, that was our last presenter for today. So thank you to all our ecosystem partners, startups, other ecosystem developers that have joined us. I really hope that you enjoyed our celebration today, and we hope that you get a lot of insights and new information from our new report. Don't forget to download the report. I think the team has pasted it on the chat, and we will paste it again. This year's report ranks 1,500 cities in over 120 countries. We will have another session at 3 p.m. if you're interested to hear other ecosystem developers from other ecosystems. You are very welcome to join. So again, if you are a startup and your startup is not yet on Startup Link, you can add it on startuplink.com. Yes, I think that is it. So thank you, everyone, and we really enjoyed having everyone today. And congratulations to all of the ecosystem developers and ecosystems that are newly ranked for this year's report.
Good job, everybody.